Hi Taurus, welcome to Soul Panda Healing Arts. My name is Amanda. This reading is going to be good for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising placements for the full moon in Scorpio. I do have some pre-shuffled oracle cards and I'm going to be pulling some tarot for you. But before that, I'm going to get into a little bit of the lessons regarding the full moon in Scorpio. Just for, your own benefit, your own healing journey, so on and so forth. So you can feel free to fast forward to the tarot if you would like, or you can stay for this portion of the reading here. So full moons are a time of illumination, and they are a time of release and of shadow work. They're a time of gratitude for lessons, and the lessons that come up in a full moon are usually as a result of seeds that have been planted 6 months previously on the new moon. And so the new moon was around Samhain or Halloween, and with the new moon in Scorpio. And so seeds that you've planted then are now coming to illumination to be fully released. It gives you an opportunity to go through it. When it's in the sign of Scorpio, it's usually a really powerful, it's one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful full moon of the year. And when the full moon is in Scorpio, it really forces us to look at the shadow. And I do see the shadow here. Forces us to look at our shadow and what shadows are being presented to us as an opportunity to love and heal those aspects of self, to go through it instead of avoiding it and ignoring it. And so if you are a Taurus or a Taurus rising, you're going to feel this energy the most in your 7th house of relationships, marriage, business, partners, and contracts. This is going to force you to address anything that's inauthentic or that you've been avoiding in your relationships, whether that's how you operate within your relationships. Are you too controlling, or are there some aspects of self that you are not appreciative? Are you somebody 222 when I look up at the timer? Thank you for the clarification, Spirit. Some of you, you have relationships that are coming to an end that you've been avoiding because of a self-limiting belief that you can't do things yourself. Or you may be neglecting to look at what isn't working in your relationships or partnerships or marriage that's preventing you from being authentic and truly happy. For some of you, this can be wounding of trust, so you don't allow yourself to go beyond surface levels with others out of fear. And it could be time to work on that and release old wounds and fears within the self. Shadow aspects of relationships. This doesn't even have to just be, romantic partners. But if you have wounding that you are not addressing, or if you have shadow aspects of self, or if this relationship isn't serving you for your highest good, it's going to be highlighted at this time. So take that as it resonates for you. It's 11:11 right now as I'm going over this. So, take that as it resonates. Thank you for the clarification, Spirit. So as far as your major themes and lessons that are being presented to you during this full moon in Scorpio, you have the crown chakra. The crown chakra is our access to divinity. It's our access to the unseen realms. It's how we receive our spiritual downloads. It's how we receive our intuition. It's our connection with our highest selves and with God, source, deity, however you choose to define this energy. Some of you may be so lost in your connections and relationships that you don't have a firm foundation here with your own spirituality. And it's because you've lost, the 7th to 1st house axis is that balance between I and we. Some of you have lost your I. And you have some choices and decisions to make in regards to your connections, in regards to where you want your life to go. And I feel like there is a ton of different opportunities here, but the longer that you take to make a choice, the longer it's going to take to manifest. Some of you could be having a come to Jesus moment, so to speak. It's like a divine wake-up call. 444 when I look up at the timer. Some of you, it's time to be your authentic self. It's time to live authentically and release whatever relationships or within your foundation that's not serving this. Some of you are really needing to learn from your past mistakes to build a stronger foundation for yourself, whether this is financially, whether this is in love, whether this is spiritually. I feel like it's going to be a little different for all of you, but some of you are going to have to release some aspects of yourself. Some of you are going to have to be willing to sacrifice some shadow aspects of yourself. It could be anxiety. It could be this fear of being alone. It could be, this idea of suffering in silence. Maybe some of you are just impatient, right? And you're needing to plant seeds and nurture them over time and be more committed and slow things down in order for new opportunities to be presented to you. So take that as it resonates for you. I'm going to pull some tarot now. Thank you for the trailer, Spirit. Let's see. You have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Some of you are needing to speak clearly and honestly about what you want in love and what success means to you. Some of you are going to need to bravely live a new truth. Maybe it could have to do with a project or something that you are trying to manifest for yourself. Here, let's see what's coming up for Taurus. What's going on in Taurus's general energies? Why are these oracles here for the full moon in Scorpio? Two of Cups, Queen of Swords again, and the Ace of Cups. For some of you, this is some sort of love and partnership that you are needing to develop some boundaries with and have a real conversation with. Could be somebody with Libra placements. The Queen of Swords is also known as the divorced woman. So some of you may be pondering that or attracting somebody like that into your energy. You have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the Four of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. Some of you feel very secure in a situation with somebody, or you feel like somebody may be holding on to you. Some of you are in a very secure connection financially, and you're wanting more love and connection. Some of you are moving quickly towards an ending here, but let's see. Judgment. Judgment coming up underneath Judgment. Five of Cups. Some of you are moving out of disappointment, or you're realizing that your own disappointment is your own karma here. And you have to complete some cycles here. For the Two of Cups, Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Judgment. Some of you are reconnecting with somebody, and the Judgment could be a reconnection. Some of you are realizing that your shadow aspect is what is contributing to these relationship issues, or some of you are really needing to be honest about the ways in which you need love to be expressed to you. Some of you are really needing to be authentic and honest about things that have hurt your heart here. Let's see, what advice do you have for Taurus? Some of you could also be attracting new love. Two of Swords, indecision. Some of you are just indecisive, and you come off some of you don't necessarily know what you want in love, and that's part of the problem. Some of you aren't necessarily 100% in. I feel like this brings you a lot of anxiety. You might sit up at night thinking about this a lot. Some of you could be ignoring the love that's coming in from another person. You might, let's see, one more for advice. Knight of Cups. Some of you are just straight up blocking out any attempts at love coming toward you right now. but I feel like this does stem from some healing that needs to take place from some abandonment wounds. I feel like an abandonment wound has been triggered, and a lot of it's because you don't have a solid foundation for yourself, that it's found in other people. Yeah, you might have a new opportunity, solid opportunity with an Aries coming in, but it's only going to come in after you walk away from certain situations here. Whatever's not serving you, and showing up and putting in work towards something new here. Maybe some of you are looking for a new job that's going to bring you joy and happiness, but you haven't done any of the work on what you need to release in order for you to be able to accept that new job. Do you even feel like you are worthy of it? Or are you just going to continue to allow your imposter syndrome to make you feel like you don't deserve it? I feel like you need to actually make a decision of what you want, and and what you're curious about, and what it is that you're actually trying to draw in here. Like you said, you have movements, choices, and decisions. You might have several different options or choices to take, but you're still unsure which one is going to be the most aligned with you. And Spirit's trying to tell you to follow your heart. What opportunity is being presented to Taurus through this new moon or full moon in Scorpio? Yeah, some of you need to develop some perseverance. Some of you need to find a way to be motivated in the face of challenges, and to take a leap of faith towards your own stability and the seeds that you're wanting to plant that eventually turn into a 10 of Pentacles. Some of you have a dream. It could even be a business idea or something like that, but you don't act on it. I don't know if it's because you're so wrapped up in your relationship and connections that you forget yourself. Maybe it's you're wrapped up in motherhood. What's the challenge going to be here for Taurus? Ace of Swords. Some of you aren't willing to face the truth. Some of you are not being honest with yourself about what you want and what you desire and what you're manifesting here. I feel like some of you are manifesting love. Some of you are manifesting connection, but you still don't feel worthy of it. The Moon card here. Some of you need to heal your relationship to money, your relationship to work. Some of you need to take a break from overworking yourself to be able to give yourself some time to nurture your dreams and your ideas towards something that could be successful for you. Some of you need some time to yourself, for yourself. And I feel like some of you feel guilty about that, for needing it. But the Ace of Swords, you know, as a challenge is speaking your truth. Maybe you have a truth that you haven't spoken yet. Let's see. Why is this Ace of Cups here? And what's coming in for... What is this new love? What is this new opportunity here? I mean, it could be a very... Yeah, for some of you, it's like something related to social media, or it's going to require you to learn something new and have a lot of, have a lot of focus on it. It could be something very creative. You could be creating something. It could be spiritual in nature. But it's going to require you to leave certain things behind. Mindsets. Is it practical? I mean, that can be really tough for an earth sign to, believe in their own magic. Some of you are needing to leave behind codependencies in relationships, codependencies in... some of you are codependent in your relationships, or there's some sort of unhealthy thing that is tying you down in an unhealthy way, whether that's you have a drink, some of you may be drinking, some of you may be overindulgent in food and and procrastination, maybe a little bit hedonistic, or just maybe even materialistic. Some of you, this is an over-attachment to the material world that is blocking you from a more spiritual life, because you're overly concerned with what's going on in the material. And the relationships that you are nurturing in your life are a reflection of that. Why is the Ace of Cups here? One more for the Ace of Cups. Seven of Cups. Some of you are needing to leave behind what you thought was working and, need to start choosing different options here. Some of you are just needing to straight up learn how to walk away from illusions. Some of you are just needing to walk towards your own dreams. Five of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Some of you just feel like there is no winning in certain situations, and that there's like not even a point in having a discussion. Some of you guys are just sabotaging some of you could just be straight up sabotaging yourself and your connections and new opportunities that could be prosperous for you, because you have fears of failure and fears of success. I'm going to clarify this Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords came out. Page of Swords came out twice. What is this Page of Swords? Is this a message? Is it like a project? Why is this Page of Swords here? And their advice. It's like literally, Page of Swords is clarifying the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is clarifying the Page of Swords. There could be a new person that you are manifesting. For some of you, this is somebody that you've met online, or that does something online, that you have an opportunity to create something with. Some of you want to work with this person, but you feel like you might have waited so long that it's no longer an option. Or there's some other limiting belief here. Some of you could feel betrayed by this person, or you just feel like that thing is over. Let's see, why is the Page of Swords here? Why is the Page of Swords here? Death card. Yeah, something that you feel like is over. It may not be over. You have the Magician card here and the High Priestess. Some of you are manifesting a reunion with this person. They could be an Aries, or have Aries in their chart. The Three of Wands is the Sun in Aries. Somebody that you see is very spiritual here, or you're very spiritual. Some of you, this person is helping you in the realm of the spiritual. Why is the Page of Swords here? One more for the Page of Swords. Or there's some sort of thing, there's some sort of idea that's completely transforming in a new way. Some of you are going to have to release and let your anxiety go in order for this new love, or this new project, or this new path to open up for you, because you can't even allow yourself to get like, I don't even know what to do. That's what's blocking your inspiration, or this path. Again, you literally have the Page of Wands, the Emperor, and the Eight of Wands. What's blocking you is your own fear that this person's not going to accept you, or not going to want to work with you, or something. I feel like they would have a conversation with you. For others of you, this is what's blocking your spark and your inspiration and your stability is your own fear and anxiety to try new things and to explore new things. For some of you, it could even be a masculine in your energy that is blocking you from forward movement. You could be worried about what he thinks all the time. You have the Empress and the Emperor. Why is the Nine of Wands here as the opportunity? For some of you, it is the relationship that's holding you back, and for others, it's yourself. Some of you, it's a bit of both. But you do have something new coming in that wants to come in. Why is the Nine of Wands here? Page of Cups. Again, it could be a new love offer. Some of you, it could be a new creative venture. Some of you are needing to find motivation in the face of difficulties. Like I said, the Nine of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Why is the Nine of Wands here? Emperor. Some of you may owe an Aries an apology. In order to bring things back, a connection. Some of you owe the person that you're in a relationship an apology. Could have Taurus or Libra in their chart. Some of you have a new spiritual connection coming in that leads to a lot of creativity and joy and commitment, but you are kind of guarded. But the opportunity here is to find resiliency in your commitment and try to find newness in the love again, to see each other through rose-colored eyes again. Maybe some of you just are seeing this person in a light that's kind of not fair because you are holding on to years worth of resentment, because you don't know how to release it and let it go, because you can't be objective anymore. And some of you, that is what's going to lead this relationship to some sort of success and healing. Eight of Pentacles is the work that you guys are willing to do together. So for some of you, some of you are indecisive on whether or not you even want this or if you want something else. And some of you haven't even spoken this out loud. Why is the Ace of Swords here? And how can Taurus overcome this Ace of Swords? Two of Pentacles. Be more adaptable. Some of you need to release the sense and the urgency that you have for control of the situation and other people. Some of you need to be more flexible. Some of you need to make a decision about what your emotional fulfillment is. Some of you need to be flexible about what, and come to some sort of decision. Oh, here's the Nine of Wands again. What is emotional fulfillment for you, and how can you provide love to this situation and still be... Some of you, it's like you're overwhelmed with being a working parent, and you feel like this person's not pulling their weight. But why is that? Do you have to control how this person does everything? Or even when this person does help you, can you even see that as them helping you? Or vice versa. For some of you, this is you not providing the support that your person needs. So take that as it resonates. I'm going to pull some oracle cards here. I hope that helps. I'm going to pull some shadow work cards. Some of you, it's like your own inability to speak your mind and speak up for yourself. Or, some of you may even need to stand up to a maternal figure on your own. Whether this is like an overbearing mother figure or whatever, but because you don't ever speak your truth, you put it on another person. Some of you, you're the one that needs to establish the boundaries. Take it as it resonates for you. Eight of Pentacles and the Tower. Some of you could have some big shakeup coming on in the workplace that leads to ultimate wish fulfillment, or your guys' self-limiting belief stopped you from taking a new job or putting yourself out for a job because of your own victim mentality, and it led to some sort of hurt and disappointment and grief. Some of you set up yourself to hurt your own feelings because you don't believe in yourself, and you talk yourself out of putting yourself out there. Some of you need to take authority over what the life that you want to have, because only you can do that. Let's see. What shadow work? Let's see what shadow work is coming in for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What shadow work is coming in? Heal through art. Express your shadows through art and let healing unfold. Some of you are very creative, and some of you have some sort of ability to express yourself artistically, whether that's writing, whether that's art, whether that's painting. Some of you need to heal through your art. Light the darkness. Darkness cannot dispel darkness. Only light can. Love, clarity, and awareness. Some of you need to bring light to your shadow selves, and especially when it comes to how you relate to other people. Some of you project on others. Addiction. Compulsive need, despite negative consequences, get support in therapy, healing, liberation, and support. Yeah, like I said, some of you have some sort of toxic pattern or addiction. Some of you are drinking too much or whatever. Or using substances as a solution to your anxiety, your depression, and it's dulling you down, preventing you from going after things that you want or deserve. 2 more. Positive change, transform pain into strength and empower yourself. Ascend, evolution, and free. Some of you are needing to heal yourselves by doing positive changes that only you can do. You have battle within. The greatest war you wage is the one against yourself. Some of you need more self-compassion. Embracing imperfections helps you find strength. When you have avoidance, it's key to see the need to avoid discomfort, but also overcome it and thrive through confrontation and progress. Bottom of the deck, you have mental contest. Strength isn't from winning. Struggles define strength, control, power, and repressed. Some of you, and then there's sacred boundaries right underneath that. Some of you need to learn how to establish some boundaries and set limits and honor your commitments to yourself. Let's see. Sometimes that's the most loving thing that you can do is establish a boundary. Let's see. Who and what is here to support Taurus at this time? Oh, jeez. I'm going to pull the rest of the oracles here. Well, these other 2. What messages do you have for Taurus? One, 2. Yeah, definitely getting the vibe that some of you need to be a lot more authentic in how you show up in your life. You have the Many Masks Authentic Self card that came out for you. Give me just a second. Let me pull. So I have the Angels and Ancestors deck. The question that I asked for this card is who and what is showing up to support you during this full moon in Scorpio. You have the High Priestess card. It says harness your mystic power. Some of you need to get connected spiritually, and you guys are, and you're attracting people that can help you with this, but you're not committed. And the shadow aspect of yourself, which is this over-attachment to the material world, over-attachment to family, over-attachment to your relationships, your connections, is what's leading to this stagnation in your life. And this person is coming in to try to help you release some things and, ultimately set you on a path that would be more authentic for yourself, that you may even feel drawn to this person, but you tell yourself a million reasons why you can't do it. All right, let's see. Align with the light and focus on all things positive. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of the divine feminine, the goddess in human form. She has had many names through time and space, but her essence has remained similar, fierce, powerful, and disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre-Christian, the priestess was in charge of the spiritual religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods. The High Priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the High Priest. If you look at them together, you will see they mirror each other's energy. She is joined by a black cat representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, who protects her from lower energies and stands strong in her glory and power. You are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There is an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. That's what I said. You are being guided to look at what you are working on or the situation before you determine where your priorities lie. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goals and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. You have many masks, the authentic self, energizing internal allies, a conscious shift. We live in a world where everyone we see wears a mask. We wear these masks to cover up and protect who we really are. We learn to do so because we've been conditioned to try to appear a certain way to fit into society. Some of you don't want to be seen as this mystic, spiritual person, and you're worried about how other people are going to treat you. Masks allow us to belong, so we remain within the confines of what is expected. Masks are not inherently bad. Rather, they provide context and structure for our personalities and soul's expressions. Some of us might believe that a particular mask, fixed and hardened onto us, is our permanent face. We forget that we are living beings with a multitude of faces, enabling us to experience a fuller, more vibrant world. Your authentic essence doesn't want to be constrained by others' expectations anymore. Now is the time to strip away the mask that you have accepted and discover who you really are. A new self is emerging, and your perception changes as you adopt new ways of being. Right now, it's really important to allow yourself to experiment, to experience the world and all its myriad potentials and possibilities. Try on different masks and let yourself be fluid and curious. How will you know what you love and what you resonate with if you don't take off the mask that you've always worn and test drive some new ones? Your authentic essence will never change. It will only express itself differently through these optional selves. Through trial and error, you discover more and more about who you want to become. What would it feel like to explore this side of yourself? Anything is possible if you're willing to open up to your potential. You truly can move beyond the barriers that society has set on you. Use your information and step into the magic. For some of you, you want to explore spirituality and you have a lot of creative ideas and things like that, but you are worried about how it's going to affect those around you, whether it's you're a mom, you're a wife, you're whatever, and you don't want to change that perception. You've gotten so comfortable being the role of wife, of mom, of all this stuff that you're forgetting that who you are. Let's see. Final messages. I'm going to pull some cards from, I'm going to pull one card from the Divine Feminine and one from the Divine Masculine. We all have feminine and masculine attributes within us. So I'm going to pull some cards to see what needs to be balanced within us. Let's see. Taurus. What message does the Divine Feminine have for Taurus? For the full moon in Scorpio. You have Margaret Porret. The mystic of divine love. Love is divine and I am nothing except love. No? Okay. That didn't pop out face right anyways. We're going to... If it's meant to come back out, it will. Yeah, Anana. The Queen of Heaven and Earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries or have Aries in your chart. And you have Mary Magdalene, the apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. Some of you, this could even be like a spiritual thing. I'm getting like fear of those that may have a certain faith being affected by your spiritual growth here. Let's see. What does the Divine Masculine have for Taurus? You have Vishnu, balance. Let's see. Aries got the same card, Anana, and it came out. When your soul selects her card, Inanna goes into the depths of her own unconscious to merge with her twin sister self. She becomes more powerful because she no longer is using conscious psychic energy to keep her shadow or negative attributes hidden deep underground. She courageously descends and faces the aspects of herself that are hard to get to when she is fully dressed or cloaked heavily in the ego. Inanna is an invitation to get naked. She wants us to drop our defenses. She wants us to see how holy and sacred it is to be vulnerable. As above, so below. This is an alchemical adage that suggests heaven and earth are not so separate. It suggests that within us, deep down in the dark cages where we place parts of ourselves, the truth that exists there also exists right here on the surface of our everyday lives. So if we are exerting great amounts of energy to keep from seeing our own shadow, it is actually playing a larger role in our conscious lives. When we can face and what we think is dark or negative about us, I mean really embrace it and see it for what it is, a beautiful broken place that is a call for love, then we can emerge more whole. We can marry the light and dark aspects of our being, and in uniting with our twin sister from the depths, we can stop projecting her onto other women. We can see and own the hot mess that we often are and not get sabotaged by it. The light must cast a shadow, and the high priestess is the one who gets called to love them both. Then you have Mary Magdalene. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. When your soul selects her card, Mary Magdalene represents the fierce, unwavering love that we all have access to within our own vulnerable hearts. It is a love that renders all things sacred, from the animals to the angels, from the poorest to the most powerful. It's a love that sees the inherent worth of all things. And it's a love that remains even through the darkest times, even through death. Her love is the one that resurrects. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene relates that Jesus came to unite us, to demonstrate to us a true human being, an anthropos, meaning a person who was both fully human and fully divine. This is what Mary became, and it's why she was so beloved to Jesus. She didn't seek to follow him. She sought instead to become her true self. Mary Magdalene reminds us that we have the power to receive vision from within. We are worthy of such proximity to the divine because that's the other half of what it means to be truly human. She reminds us that there's a bridge between heaven and earth and that we are that bridge. She wants us to remember that the truest church we can ever enter is in the heart. This is where our true power rests and where love never ends. Your soul voice meditation with this card is, where has my love not yet reached? And your final message is Vishnu, which is balance. Rectifying imbalance in your body, mind, and soul reduces suffering and pain. The middle path is the best course of action. The Hindus believe that both good and evil exist in the world. This is a natural way of being. When harmony is disturbed, Vishnu appears to maintain balance. Vishnu, the preserver, is the middle part of the Hindu trinity between Brahma, the creator, and Shiva, the destroyer. So far, Vishnu has been reincarnated 9 times to assist in balancing the powers of light and darkness. These incarnations or avatars include those of Rama, Krishna, and Buddha. There is a 10th reincarnation to come, when a hero called Kalki will appear, riding a white horse to again balance the decline of humanity. Vishnu, as a supreme spirit, has many attributes, but he is known for his great Shakti, energy, and Bala, strength. He uses these to keep order in the universe and to subdue injustice and instill harmony. In one avatar, Parashurama, he destroyed the warrior castes who were committing great injustices among the ordinary people and sages. Vishnu is almost always depicted with blue skin, and sometimes he rides on his magnificent bird-like mount, Garuda. His partner is the goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi, who sits lovingly with him, often massaging his feet. Should Vishnu grace you with his presence, know that he is reminding you to find balance in all things. Admittedly, this is hard. We live in a time where seeking balance seems to be at the top of everyone's list, but we must first be aware of where our imbalances are. This is where Vishnu asks us to start, with awareness. Where can you actively seek more harmony and peace? What small or large steps can you take to correct the imbalances for the good of all, including yourself? There is another little blurb that I feel called to read. And it says, trying to balance social life and study and duty and freedom with indulgence and simplicity is almost like walking a tightrope. Vishnu invites us to be aware of where our imbalances are and seek to correct them. Often the imbalances we aren't fully aware of until they give us pain, that is, are the ones we truly need to change. For example, imbalance can manifest as loss of focus, illness, weight issues, bad habits, patterns of low self-esteem, lack of prosperity, and addiction. Okay? Alrighty, Taurus. I hope that helped. I hope it resonated. I hope you have a wonderful full moon in Scorpio. And until next time, take care and stay blessed.